I thrive off of interacting with people, and it's just amazing when people come into your store and you can see the light bulb go off. You know,
Right.
A woman puts on a dress and comes out of the fitting room and their whole demeanor is changed. You know, that for me is what it's all about.
Guys, we're back. It's the Best of Midland Texas podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Shuchuk. To my right, my beautiful wife and co-host, Tara Avery.
Hello.
Hey, listen, your first time here or you've watched every single episode, please like, subscribe, comment, share it.
Turn on notifications.
Turn on the notifications. Smash that like button, as the people say that are half our age. Today, we've got a true entrepreneur here. Early 20s, starting her own thing. The business is exploding.
So today we have Amanda Clark from Shop Fufu's. She's located in the micro market downtown Midland, Texas.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. I'm so happy you could join us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're literally right downstairs from us. So, I mean, it was just a quick elevator ride up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So convenient.
You're the owner of Shop Fufu's or Fufu's, downtown Midland, Wall Street, but you're actually, you just moved or you're moving, right?
Right. We just moved to our new location.
Okay.
We're still in the micro market.
Yep.
So we were in about 240 square feet. We moved to almost 1,000 square feet.
Whoa.
So we're just right around the corner. Yes.
Right on Lorraine.
Yep.
Awesome. So
And you have a bar.
And we have a bar.
we
Y'all
can go shopping right now.
Get a little tipsy and try on clothes.
Yes.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about Shop Fufu's.
Fufu's was born last January. I wanted to open a women's clothing store that reflected me, you know, my personality, how I like to dress. You know, I always had friends that would say, give me your outfit details, you know, tell me what you're wearing. Where did you get it? And I thought, what better than to just, you know, chase my own dreams and open my own women's clothing store. So that's how it was born.
I love it.
And you're from Midland, right?
Yes, born and raised, well, Odessa. So born and raised Odessa, Midland, my whole life. I tried to get out. Didn't really work out, but that's okay. We love it here. So
Where were you looking to head to?
San Antonio.
San Antonio. Okay,
Yes.
so
You're like the anomaly because most people are like, get me to Austin or get me to Dallas.
to Dallas, yeah. That's
No,
what
I
we're
wanted to go to San Antonio. I love it there. I love the
do too.
vibes. I love the Riverwalk. San Antonio is just kind of like a chill city.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I wanted to be.
Do you have like a fashion background? Did you go to fashion school? Like, how did this come about?
Funny story. I was going to college for nursing. Still, that's like my backup plan. You know, my heart is just to help people, to heal others, to give back. And I found myself in retail. I have about 6 years of retail experience, and I just decided that this is what I love doing. I love helping women. I love uplifting other women, you know, and retail is just a wonderful way to do that. So I didn't finish school. School was never really for me, unfortunately.
I feel you on
It
that.
just was never for me. I was bored. It's like I couldn't get to where I wanted to be quick enough, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
With my background in retail, I learned a lot. I learned what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do. And I decided I'm tired of building somebody else's dream. Let me build mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you working for other women's boutiques or just retail in general?
Yeah, so I managed another women's boutique local to Midland.
Okay.
It's the Pink Pug.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, I absolutely loved it. I loved what I did. I loved the people. You know, I loved the relationships that I built. And then I quit there and went to Miss Casey's, the Christmas store. Everyone knows it is a Christmas
Miss
store.
Casey's Wonderland.
Yes, it truly is. It's
Yeah.
magical. And I worked there for about a year, and then I decided to open my own store. When I quit, you know, working in, you know, for women's clothing, and then I worked for the Christmas store, I just found myself lost. And I thought the best way to get back to me and what I love doing is to just open my own.
How did you come up with a name for your store?
Coming up with a name is probably one of the hardest things I've had to do.
Sure.
Seriously. I was in the kitchen with my mom one night, and we were just shuffling through names, you know, and nothing rang a bell. Nothing felt personal to me, and I just kept thinking, Mom, I just want a one-word name, you know, like when you think Gucci,
Yeah.
you know, you're not
Prada.
gonna you're not gonna forget that.
Branding, right.
Right,
Yep.
branding. And, you know, the names are kind of funky, you know, and you hear it once and you remember it. And so she said, well, if you just want one word, call it Fufu's. And it was like, ding, a light bulb went off. And it was like, that's it, that's the name. Because growing up, my whole family called me Fufu. they would always tell me, "You're so Fufu." And so, it had meaning to me. I mean, there are pictures of me as a little girl in boas and high heels and pink dresses, and it's just truly me to a core.
So is Fufu like another word for like fancy or bougie, or?
It can't, fancy, bougie, frilly, girly.
Got it.
It just embodies all things like girly, glam. So it was perfect.
When someone goes to your store, that's what they can expect, right? Like who's your like target demographic?
I would say my target demographic would be anyone from, 20 to 40. Really, it's hard to put a number on it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because if you come in and you feel good in it, you wear it.
Yeah, that's how you
wear
feel.
it at the store. Exactly. Yeah. You're never too old. It's always, I always tell people, it's not about how old you are. It's about how you feel. It's about how you feel in the clothing. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, my people love glam. They appreciate the bold colors in fall. Those are my people.
What were the steps to even open a store? Like you were working in retail, but then you were like, I'm going to open a store. And was it brick and mortar, or did you start an online store first?
So I started online and never had the intention to open a brick and mortar. And when you make plans like that, God kind of just laughs at you.
Yeah.
But my intent was never to open brick and mortar because I feel like right now everything's going virtual. It's all online. So when I opened, even though I had a background in retail, it was difficult. I knew that I wanted to be an LLC. I'm over here Googling, like, how do I file for my LLC? I mean, it was a lot of Google.
Yeah.
I just did one step at a time. I knew I needed to be an LLC. Then I knew I needed to get my sales tax information so I could order my clothes. But I just did it all one step at a time, so I didn't get overwhelmed.
And can you sort of talk about the buying process of the clothes? Because obviously it's not your brand. It's not you didn't create a fashion line. You're actually purchasing clothing for the people who are like, how do I start a store?
I'm always down to help people. I have people come into my store and they're like, how do you do this? This is my dream. And I'm like, first, I will tell you, it's freaking hard. Okay. A lot of hustle involved. Second, I will tell you, if you need my help with anything, I'm here. I'm such a girl's girl. I love to support. Basically, you get your sales tax ID, you go to Market, and you shop through Market. Now, let me tell you, that's not all that it's cracked up to be. It's so exciting, but it's so hard because you're pouring all this money into this inventory. I went to Market in January. It's my very first market, for my own business. And I'm pouring all this money into this inventory, and I don't have my customer base yet.
Yeah.
It's very risky. It's like
a leap of faith.
It absolutely is. Are they going to like what I'm carrying? Is this going to fit my customer well? It's kind of difficult. But from there, you build relationships with the vendors at Market, you grab their websites, and then from there, you don't have to go to Market every quarter that there's a market in Dallas, Atlanta, or wherever. You can just shop them online.
It's called Market, or the people just call it the Market?
Dallas Market Center.
I see. Yeah. So how did you determine, like, financially, how did you know how much money I'm going to have to save up in order to buy these? Like, how much research on that did you have to do?
So it's however much you want to invest. So you can start with one pack of clothes. And when I say one pack of clothes, you have to buy 2 small, 2 medium, 2 large, or however the vendor does it. They have pre-packs available. Okay. So I started with just one pack. That's 6 people that I have to find to buy and sell out this one top. Mm-hmm. So for me, I had literally put my life savings into this. I personally didn't want to just start with one rack and then, flip the profit and put it back into inventory. I started with a few. I started with probably $10,000 worth of inventory. And then as it sold, and still to this day, I'm almost a year open, I have not taken a single penny for myself. I take that money, I invest it in the people that take care of me, Adria, my employee. I pay all my overhead, and then whatever's left, I flip it back into inventory, and that's how, you build up, and you have this huge, beautiful store full of inventory. My advice would just be to start small. Some people start with $250. Mm-hmm. It's up to that person. It's how invested are you going to be? There's this huge influx of boutiques opening, and I think what the misconception is, it's so fun. I get to shop and I get to sell my clothes. Well, it's a lot more than that. Yeah. It's a lot more than that.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of marketing, branding.
Absolutely.
Right.
A lot of content creation and editing the content.
I wear many hats.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
How long were you working the online store before you decided to open up the brick and mortar shop?
I had the online store starting January. I think January 7th is when I launched online. In April, Lauren and Hannah got with me and they said, hey, we have this space available just, temporarily. Why don't you come and set up, see how you like it? And I thought, well, I'll try everything once. I don't want a storefront, but let's try it. Let's see how it goes. And so I was set up in a space down here for 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks literally changed my life.
Wow.
To say the least. Changed my life. I met so many amazing people. It changed my idea of just being online. I thought, well, maybe this is where my heart's at. I thrive off of interacting with people, and it's just amazing when people come into your store and you can see the light bulb go off.
Right.
A woman puts on a dress and comes out of the fitting room and their whole demeanor is changed. That for me is what it's all about.
I love that.
You were approached by Hannah and Lauren at the micro market. So what was it about the micro market in terms of like trying it out? Is it because you had the option to have a temporary type of...
That definitely played a part, because I thought, okay, well, maybe I do want to open a storefront. Let's look in San Antonio. Let's see what's available. San Antonio being a bigger city, it was really hard to even get someone to take me serious.
Yeah.
No one wanted to take me serious. They wanted me to sign 5 to 10-year leases. They wanted to tell me when I had to be open. And that just really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
So Lauren and Hannah being so just flexible, they're short-term leases and, giving me the freedom to just figure it out. Mm-hmm. That was super enticing. And I thought, let me try this. And then I wasn't even halfway through my temporary 2-week lease that they offered me my very first storefront. And it was a no-brainer. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Within 10 minutes of her sending me, the offer, I was like, let's do it. I just feel like everything fell into place and I'm exactly where I need to be.
How do you look for new trends, or how do you stay ahead, of your competition?
Absolutely. I research trends so I can kind of be ahead of the market. And so I know when I'm going to market, okay, these are the things that are trending. This is specifically what I'm looking for. And a lot of being a boutique owner is just learning to not be too comfortable, because style is always evolving.
Right.
It's always changing. So I try to challenge myself whenever I go to market to look for something different and figure out, okay, how can I style this for my Midland women? Because I will say this until I'm blue in the face. The style in Midland is behind. Way behind. When you're looking at the style in bigger cities like Houston, Vegas, New York, it's a lot different than what you're seeing in Midland, Texas. Yeah. So it's how can I bring that fresh, new aesthetic to Midland, but style it in a way that my Midland women are going to be okay with branching out in something new. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like sort of like baby stepping it a little bit.
Exactly.
Right? You can't go to like Manhattan, New York style,
exactly.
Right? Fifth Avenue style, and buy up all this inventory.
Right. Or like the super like streetwear look.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of what's trending. Yeah. The spring and summer is the streetwear. And even if you buy the same things that another boutique has bought in town, your customers are your customers. They are loyal and they like the way that I style it rather than somebody else, because they've fallen in love with me and my brand and the way that I style it. So I might have the same dress as someone next door to me, but the way I'm going to wear it, the way I'm going to style it is going to be completely different than the way they're going to do it. The difference between online and brick and mortar is that it's easier to develop that relationship with the customer when they come in. Yeah. It's just talking to people. I've had people tell me that like, wow, you've really gotten me out of my shell. I'm normally really quiet. And I'm like, girl, you come in here and I don't know a stranger in my store. I really don't.
How did you decide to create your own custom scent?
That has always been... Like, I have my bucket list for Fufu's, things that I want to accomplish. And a signature scent was always one of them, because I am picky about perfume. I am picky about what I wear. And I always thought, how cool is it to go into these hotels, like in Vegas? Like, the Cosmopolitan in Vegas is my absolute favorite hotel in the entire world. And they have this scent. And when you smell it, that's the Cosmo, of course. Yep. There's a hotel in San Antonio called the Minger. It's my favorite. It's the oldest hotel in the San Antonio Riverwalk. When you walk into the Minger, it's the Minger because you smell it. And so I thought, how incredible would that be for people to walk into my store and know that's Fufu's. That's their scent.
Do you have any tips for, opening up a brand new online boutique?
Sure. My first tip would be to just jump.
Okay.
I know that kind of sounds crazy, but I'll never forget my brother telling me that. I swear to this day I want to get it tattooed on me, so I just never forget. It's the most encouraging 2 words I've ever heard. Is just jump. Just do it. You know, that's the first part of, you know, entrepreneurship is just doing it. And second, don't give up, because when you start online, I mean, it is brutal.
Right.
People think that you're going to open online and you're just going to sell out immediately. And that might be the case for people, you know, that have, you know, huge families and a bunch of friends.
Or Kylie Jenner.
Or Kylie Jenner, you know, that doesn't have to, you know, put any money into advertising because she's Kylie freaking Jenner. But it would just be to not give up and stay consistent. You know, a lot of people, you'll see all these, you know, influencers pop up that tell you, you know, to get a following, you have to post, you know, say 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Well, that's not true. You need to find what works for you and stay consistent with that. If that's posting once a day, 10 times a day, every day, you know, you just need to find what works for you in order to not get so burnt out.
What platform did you, e-commerce platform did you use?
I'm using Shopify.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Shopify. It's so convenient. Everything's all in one. I'm still rolling with my free website. So when you start with Shopify, they have all these website themes that you can go in and tailor it, you know, just to be specific to you and your brand. And I picked a free one, and I'm still rolling with it.
Oh, your free theme.
Free theme.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
I paid $15 for my domain and got my theme. I did all that by myself. Don't know how I did it.
Google.
A lot of Googling and a lot of trying to figure out coding. But yeah, Shopify is amazing.
So between the online store, you know, and social media and fulfillment and, you know, new inventory and stuff like, I mean, how many hours are you putting in a week as an entrepreneur?
Don't make her count them.
I'm saying, please don't. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, it never stops. It never stops. You know, I get up to the store. We open at 11. You know, sometimes we're here at 8 o'clock shooting new arrivals on Wednesday, and we don't leave until 6:30 or 7, you know, an hour after we close. And then I go home and I'm on my phone, you know, because like I said, it's all about convenience. Someone has a message, you know, you want to answer them right away because then there goes that sale.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much 24 hours a day for me. It
makes
never
sense.
stops. Yeah.
That's the life of an entrepreneur, right?
And that's okay. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Speaking of Shopify, they also have a really good integration with ads. Facebook, Instagram, and the such. How much advertising have you done?
$20.
That's it. $20?
$20.
Okay, so
But let me tell you why.
please. 'Cause
me
you're,
tell you
you're
why.
walking into the lion's den right now.
I know.
Go ahead.
First of all, I have no clue what I'm doing.
Okay.
You know, I'll be honest about that. When it comes to Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and all the things, I have not a damn clue what I'm doing. So to throw money at something, you know, it terrifies me because the market is very oversaturated. So I feel like unless I'm throwing a pretty penny into it and I plan on being consistent with it, then it's not worth it. For me personally, I'm just a year in. You know, I'm trying to grow as organically as possible.
Sure.
And it's working for me. Thank you, God. I've been very blessed. The thing about Midland, Texas is the community rallies.
They do.
They love small business, and they will throw your name out there, you know, good or bad, you know, but it's worked for me. So I've put $20 into one TikTok video.
Okay.
And I will say it paid off. I put $20 in to reach a certain market and to reach, my goal was to get more people to my page, to get more followers, to get more views.
To your account?
To my account,
Okay.
Yes, to my TikTok account.
Right.
That
so
was
you haven't
worth
spent
it.
a dime on Facebook or Instagram.
Nope.
So here's what I will say. I like your answer because this is what I hear from people a lot, right? It is that aspect of like, if I'm posting on social media, I'm not spending money, right? And I'm trying to make this grow, and I'm, you know, maybe I'm doing 20 times a day, maybe I'm doing 20 times a month. But as soon as I jump into the ring with advertising, I got to have a budget. I respect your answer going like, you're looking at it as, it's not just something I want to like go into without a strategy and just
Right.
and just not know where my money's going and not know any sort of expectations or anything. I do like that. I will say though that Midland, Texas, whoever starts advertising on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I'll use, YouTube, is going to win. But you have to have a strategy.
Right, absolutely. Otherwise, you're just
Facebook is
throwing money out the window.
Facebook will take your money.
Right.
And they'll just go, you want to boost a post?
Right.
And you go, yeah, that sounds great. And you don't really understand what you're getting from it.
Absolutely.
So what I try to tell clients, or anybody who will listen is who I tell. Tara can attest to that. Anyone with ears, I will tell you this. You're not giving Facebook and Instagram money to get you sales. You're giving Facebook and Instagram money to get you data. Okay, I want to hit a specific type of person. They like this. They make this much money. They buy online every single day. They have 17 credit cards. I mean, whatever sort of creepy targeting, you want to do.
And that's with a proper Facebook ad, not boosting a post.
Not boosting a post. Boosting a post is just going like, they're just going to go, we're going to show it to more people.
Right.
But that could be people
in Mexico.
Right. It's gonna do you no good.
Right.
You're throwing money out the window.
Moving into the new year, I mean, and I'm happy to help, but whoever starts to spend money strategically on ads is going to win.
I think we need to talk.
Because no one is.
No one is. Everyone wants to grow organically, and I'm one of those people. But it's just because I will not half-ass anything.
Right.
If I'm going to tackle this, I want a plan put in place. I want to know that I can back this plan up and then go from there. I want to be in a position where I can afford to test and to figure out, what marketing works for me. But I'm not willing to do that until I know that I can do it 100%.
From what I've been hearing so far, your social media platform of choice right now is Instagram.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on TikTok and YouTube? And YouTube Shorts specifically.
So I just started YouTube Shorts because you told me to. I jumped on the bandwagon.
That's weird. Okay,
I took some advice.
You talk about YouTube Shorts.
I will say that I tried it because, you convinced me. I like YouTube Shorts, I think, better than TikTok. I'm not going to lie.
Nice.
I've gotten more, I've just gotten more out of YouTube Shorts. I think that it's very important for me to get on the TikTok bandwagon and to be posting more on YouTube Shorts. Someday Instagram and Facebook are just going to be, part of the past. Everything's moving to the short videos. So TikTok, I think, is amazing, but TikTok is so squirrely. You never know. I feel like there's almost no strategy to TikTok. One person could post the same video, 5 times, the same sound, and one of them's going to go viral, and the other are going to have like 2 likes or two views.
Yeah.
So that intimidates me a little bit with TikTok because I put so much time and energy into like my Instagram videos, my reels, my stories, and to put that same amount of work and time into TikTok and then to get nothing out of it. And I know that's not always the goal. It's just being consistent, and the followers, the likes, all that will come. But TikTok, man, it intimidates me.
Okay, so let's talk TikTok. Let's talk pandemic TikTok and 2 years later TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, pandemic TikTok, it was all dancing, lip syncing, right? Nope, nobody's working. Everybody's out of school. Right. Everybody's bored. And these dancing videos went crazy. That was the place to go viral. You could get 50,000 followers in a week because their algorithm works into, they're going to go, hey, I'll give you a gimme, especially if you're brand new on the platform, because they want you to stick around.
Right.
They don't want you to go back to Instagram, right? They want to beat Instagram. And it wasn't necessarily, back then, it wasn't necessarily the content. They say content is king.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily the content as much as it was like, hey, TikTok's going like, yeah, I'll give you some.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Now, 2 years later, content is king again, but also it's a search engine now. Now they're competing directly with YouTube.
Yes.
Instagram's already lost.
Right.
Just in case anybody's wondering.
No, I agree with you.
I agree that if your people are on Instagram, that's great and continue to do so. But I would suggest investing more time into both TikTok and YouTube. YouTube's going to win.
For sure.
TikTok will be second, and Instagram will be like a distant fifth.
Right. It's funny you say that about like search engine. I find myself going to TikTok more to search something than I do Google anymore. Like if I want a recipe, I'm going straight to TikTok and I'm going to learn how to make it in 10 seconds.
That's the shift now, especially with Gen Z and the younger generations coming up. Is like my son's 17, right? He's not Googling anything. He just goes to TikTok and I'll find the stuff there, right? So I think the one thing that I would do is, instead of necessarily like focusing on the number of views or anything like that when you post to TikTok, but figuring out how long are people watching these videos. And that's why I say TikTok is so much better than Instagram, is because on Instagram, I don't know. Everybody's talking about like you got to post 5-6 times a day. if you post 5-6 times a day for 30 days, one, you're going to burn yourself out.
For sure.
Right?
And your content's not going to be consistent.
And yes, you would have 200 pieces of content, but if you have 200 pieces of content that people don't even watch the first 3 seconds, what's the point?
Right.
Right?
You've wasted a lot of time.
So it is quality over quantity from a testing perspective. Once you figured out, okay, this is sort of like the vibe and the hook. And when I say these things, or when I have this type of transitions or whatever it may be, I'm getting people to watch 3, 4, 5. I'm getting them to watch the whole 15 seconds. When you figure that out, then it's a quantity play. Now you've got an A+ piece of content, and now replicate that.
Right.
Don't replicate D- content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you predict will be the biggest fashion trend for early 2023?
I predict a lot of sheer clothing. And sheer is already in, but I predict that it's not going to be so taboo, to wear sheer clothing. It's more like mainstream, and I mean, you've seen it a lot in all these like fashion weeks. There's sheer clothing, everywhere. And when I say sheer, I'm saying like, a tulle dress. It's got sheer tulle and an underlay underneath it, or a sheer bodysuit that women are wearing with like fancy bras underneath, Cute. A lot of sheer component. I'm also noticing a lot of utility accents, like very utilitarian accents. Like I'm talking the pockets on cargo pants, a lot of functional accents on your pieces, functional pockets on your blazers. And
nothing is worse than a fake pocket.
Oh, I
or
absolutely
a pocket that's
agree.
this deep.
Right. Why do women get the shitty pockets?
It's so annoying.
We get the worst pockets, and we have all the stuff
most
to carry.
stuff to carry.
I know, and men have the best pockets.
Yeah.
No, nothing is worse.
And then they ask us to carry their stuff.
Right. I'm seeing a lot of, like, drop hem dresses.
Oh.
With like this bubble trim on it. I think bubble trim is going to be super popular. Like the bubble sleeves right now are really popular, but we're going to see that carried over into like hemline. So like bubble hems, drop hem dresses, drop hem skirts.
What about like colors?
Okay, so in terms of colors, some people are really going to hate me for this.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Exclusive. Hot take. Here we go.
But I'm thinking 80s. A lot of 80s, a lot of bright colors. I mean, bright colors are in now for fall, and that's not normal. But, it's great for Fufus because I carry bright colors all year round.
Yeah.
But spring and summer, you're going to see a lot of bright colors. You're going to see a lot of color blocking. You're going to see a ton of sequins, bold sequins, monochromatic looks, mixed prints. I mean, just very bold. And when I think bold and I think color and sequins, I think 80s, baby.
Yeah.
As someone who dominated the 80s as a child, in terms of the fashion world, let me hit you with my 3rd grade school class photo.
Okay.
Let's picture this.
Picture it, Cicely.
Picture it, girl. Hot pink shirt with a teal hot pink skater in the middle. Teal blazer with shoulder pads.
Of course.
It was so Miami Vice.
Oh, this is Miami Vice, yeah. And I was 8.
I mean, it's coming back, and I always tell people, like, don't get rid of, like, the staple pieces that you love that are just out there.
Yeah.
Just because it's out of style, this year, don't get rid of it. It's going to circle back around.
You're doing your official grand opening. When's your grand opening of your brand new store happening?
November 18th.
Okay, what's
Friday.
happening that day?
So we're going to have Botox. We're actually going to have Touch of Sass come out. Chrissy with Touch of Sass.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
we're going to have her come out. We're going to have Botox.
I just got my Botox.
But we're going to have Botox. We're going to have permanent jewelry set up.
Nice.
We're going to have Baby Bees doing permanent jewelry. I'm so stoked about that. I love the permanent jewelry trend. And we're going to have booze and bites. Actually, we're partnering with Lost Books.
Nice.
They're going to come out and they're
Okay.
going to do a grazing table for us. I'm
Cute.
super excited about that. And then we're going to have, a bunch of doorbusters. I've got some freebie stuff that we're going to give out. We're going to have, a store full of new arrivals. So it's going to be a good time. And it's all day long. All day.
Nice.
Friday, November 18th,
Yep.
all day. Get down to the grand
Which
opening.
is also Pink Friday. I don't know if y'all know about Pink Friday, but it is a shop small movement, in boutiques. So it's called Pink Friday, and it's just this movement to come and shop small. So
Nice.
we're also getting to celebrate that same day. Yeah.
Very
awesome.
cool.
So get there early.
Yeah, get there early if you want, because all of our, giveaway stuff, doorbuster stuff, it's going to be first come, first serve.
Thank you for giving some more insight, and honestly, like giving the public an idea of like, hey, you can you want to open up a boutique or clothing store, you can do it.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of work. You can
and
do it.
If you need help, you know where to find me. My address is on my Instagram. I'm all for women supporting women. If you need help, I'm your girl.
Appreciate it so much. Thanks again. And listen, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
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 Perfect.